This is the Toshi guy on YouTube. Okay, these thoughts are what I think of the game as a casual gamer such as myself. I kind of had to play after getting done with my 9 to 5, so once I'm home, I'm playing and savoring every moment of that game. Now, I beat the game and then it told me to go outside. Ouch. So I know this game may not have been on many people's radar, but I know if you loved Jet Set Radio or Future, this is the perfect successor so far. Okay, I know graphics are like #1 key for a visual medium, but this matches perfectly. The early gen graphics paired with the cel shaded look is phenomenal, like amazing. It fits the cyberpunk inspired theme so well. And the soundtrack is so reminiscent of like the early 2000s, but with a modern sound to it. Absolutely the second best thing besides the graphics. Now for the gameplay, butter smooth. The controls make sense in my opinion. I haven't changed anything from the default that was given, so it was a bit weird in the beginning coming from Jet Set Radio Future. While the controls are similar, Bomb Rush adds a few elements that make the gameplay more natural. Something I have to praise is the concept of being able to walk and parkour along with the skateboarding and rollerblading and BMX. Also, there is a mechanic which helps out your trick multiplier by making you gain insane points. That mechanic is leaning. That's actually a pretty cool feature. Helps speed and keeps things really in motion, really. Also, something that shocked me is that there is a combat system. Yes, a small little combat system, nothing too intricate, but when you're in parkour mode, you can use the same buttons used to trick to fight off enemies a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So a usual interaction in the game can go, you're parkouring around the city, doing flips, and then midway through a trick, you then combo into like your ride of choice, being BMX or rollerblading, continue to grind through the more high stakes areas while gaining speed and leaning into turns and loops. Then you hop off when the police start getting on you. You hop off and you can like just spin kick one of the cops in the face, adding insult to injury. You can also spray paint them while you're at it, so it's kind of crazy, really amazing. Like it is everything I personally loved about Jet Set Radio and more. And now the story. Now this is why you should buy the game. While I have beaten the game, it is amazing. The ending just phenomenal. It's amazing. I don't really plan on doing like a playthrough, but maybe I'll do like a top 5 levels and moments of the game type of deal, because honestly, like, people need to like experience it. I probably won't do like any like playthroughs on it, but the story is gripping. It's a little more on the grittier side of things, I mean, it's kind of similar to Jet Set Radio in some ways, but it's got its own spin on it. So I'm gonna like kind of describe the opening a little bit to give you a sense of what the game is like, without spoiling anything, obviously. So I'm gonna kind of describe it. You start in a jail and a breakout's happening. You get broken out and you escape, which is kind of what is like culminated into the tutorial level. So while you're escaping, you're like learning and then you escape and you're really close to escaping, but then you get ambushed like halfway through. And you do a little bit more in the tutorial. You beat them, you fend them off, and then as you're escaping, just something crazy in the story happens that just turns everything on its head, and it's like absolutely insane, and it all comes full circle. After me beating the game, like, that ending, in my opinion, loved it. I think it was a perfect way to kind of tie up loose ends, and even at the end, it kind of gave a little bit of room for possibly more stuff, which I hope gets expanded upon, because this game is amazing, and like, I am up for it. And a little bit of some of my final thoughts. Personally, I think this team did an amazing job at capturing the feel and soul of what it was inspired by, while not making it beat for beat. Some things are similar, but premises are expanded upon, and it makes it an amazing game. So that's kind of cool. And in an update, when I first bought the game, none of this was here, but after a little bit, it seems like there was a day one DLC adding 2 characters, and it seems like those 2 characters were from their previous game, Lethal League Blaze, which is a different type of game, cell shaded as well. It's a fun game, don't get me wrong, but personally, the character DLC, while it is $5 for just 2 characters, it's iffy to me. I kind of think that they should be like Easter egg characters. Like, you have to work really hard. Like, someone really has to play the game to unlock these characters. And they also released the official soundtrack for like $14, which I think worth every penny, because that soundtrack goes hard. It is like really good music. My favorite song is Condensed Milk, which I'll see if I have something playing in the background. So yeah, that's what I currently think of Bomb Rush. I dig everything about it. Like I said before, with my praises from someone whose childhood game was Jet Set Radio Future, like, I can't compliment enough the fact that it completes a certain fandom for people who played those games, and kind of makes them go full circle for people who wanted like that type of gaming experience back. And now that it's back, it's like amazing. And now that I've beaten it, now I'm just gonna go back through and get all the characters that I haven't gotten and various other things. There are a lot of achievements that I'm seeing, so it's gonna be kind of cool. It's gonna be epic. So yeah, this is the Tochi guy on YouTube saying sayonara.